At a time when the Albanese government is considering higher taxes, the least they could do is cut back on their own largesse. We've been in a per capita recession for a large part of this government. Productivity has stalled to such an extent they're convening an urgent roundtable. And debt is forecast to hit $1 trillion for the first time ever. Australia also now ranks in the bottom third of the world for economic complexity, which examines the diversity of the products we successfully export. But according to the latest data, it's got so bad we've now sunk to a lowly 105th place, just behind Botswana and Panama. Can you believe? And now also Labor MPs keep speaking about increasing our taxes, including super tax and even unrealised capital gains. Money that's not yet in your pocket. The move has outraged Paul Keating and Bill Kelty. And then even today, the Prime Minister refused to rule out definitively raising the GST.
Sure. Are you open to lifting GST to 15% and removing exemptions, or that's off the table?
Well, there'll be a range of ideas floated. Governments make government policy.
And that question wasn't out of nowhere. That question related to the Productivity Commission's recommendations that the GST increase from 10% and that it should also apply to fresh food. Now, Shadow Finance Minister James Paterson today said the government doesn't have a mandate to simply increase a range of taxes.
This government has no mandate for any tax increases, and we will not be supporting them to increase taxes on Australians that they didn't have the decency or the honesty to put to them before the last election.
You'd think when such desperate measures are being considered by the government with record high debt and spending, the government would seriously start to address its own largesse. Instead, the waste and excesses continue. Now, it's not a big ask for public servants to fly economy for short flights of less than 3 hours. That was the recommendation from the Finance Department in order to reduce expenditure on taxpayer-funded travel. Yet, of course, the Albanese government has rejected this idea. Now, this isn't a small use of taxpayer money. The Australian reports, and it's that in 2024, the federal government was the single largest buyer of airline travel in Australia, with Qantas attracting the lion's share of bookings on all routes where it competed against Virgin. So this is a major amount of money that we're speaking about. Yet the public servants will continue on the gravy train, with the government unprepared to, God forbid, cut back on business class travel, even for very short flights. If only they would be as cautious when it comes to sneaking through higher taxes like unrealised capital gains. But of course, their own luxury comes at your expense.